Hi, I'm Garry Jenkins, and welcome back to the beauty of oil painting. Today we're going to paint a flower that I have been painting probably for more years than I'd like to remember, and that's the good old poppy. And this flower is great for beginners out there because it's the flower you should start with and then build up to other flowers like the rose. The painting we're working from, I have right over here. You can see we have a nice red poppy. We have a nice curve coming up, a neutral color, because if you get too many colors going, your painting gets gaudy and nobody sees the flower except all the gaudy colors. So we have to keep it subtle. Let's get some finesse and some quality into our painting. The canvas here, now the background, this is just, we had paint left over from painting the living room or the kitchen or something. And I had a garage full of gallons of half-gallon paint buckets hanging around the garage. So I said, well, let's use it to prime some of these canvases, and it works great. I have on here a coat of linseed oil so my strokes will flow along. Let's come down to the old palette. I use a paper palette, guys. These paper palettes are great because you can take the color off that you have left over onto a clean sheet, and you're ready to go. Now I have, so this kind of looks messy down here, I know, because I mixed up some colors in advance. Let's take some pink. This is phthalo red rose and white. This is a beautiful bristle brush, which is great for putting color on. Let's take, that's not quite strong enough. There it is. I'm going to put some on here. Now look, let's get crazy. Let's take some phthalo, yellow, green, and yellow, and put some of that on. Boom, boom, boom. Everybody says, oh, what color should I use in the background? Who cares? Just put back there what you feel looks good. Put back there what you feel makes you happy. Let's put some blue back there. Yes, yes. Hey, don't laugh out there. There's a lot of these paintings like this. They put these big gaudy frames on them and they put them in the museum and they sell them for $2 and $3 million. Yes. I don't understand a lot of that stuff, but that's what happens. Look at this thing. Look at the colors. Now, what's important here is that the values are pretty close. If we went in with a value that was darker, that would become an accent. Yeah. Now that's kind of cool. We're going to take our blending brush. This is, yeah, I thought I had a larger one, but I don't. That doesn't matter. Let's just take and soften these edges out. Wipe your brush. Look at it go. Look at it go. All over. Just get nervous. And look at that. Look at that. Bum, 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 bum. Get it on. Get it on. None of this little piddly stuff. But just get in there and make it happen, honey. Look at that. Look at that. Looks like a flower in there. But we don't want that happening. Uh-oh. Had some hairs on there. Just get them off. Well, you know what I do, guys, when I get hairs on the canvas? I pick that little hair off. Ooh, let me put it and take my hat off. And I save it up here. I do it on every series, hoping that one morning I'll wake up and I'll have a whole head of hair. My wife, Catherine, says, you're dreaming. It'll never happen. Let's paint a poppy. Beautiful color down here. Cad red light. Whoa. Now, you're a beginner. This I know you can do. Don't have to be a rocket scientist just to put color on your canvas. Remember, I have linseed, if I forgot to tell you, there's linseed oil on top of the dry background. We're going to indicate, and it's an oval shape, where a poppy's going. Oh, we have one poppy there. I have some black and white mixed up with a little touch of ochre, yellow ochre in it. And we'll have another one over here. You know, this is just very loose, very free. Now we're going to take some beautiful sap green and burnt sienna. No medium, very dry. And we'll place some of that in here. Look how loose. Boom, boom, loose and free. And a little more down in here. I know. You got to get loose. We don't want to just paint little flowers that stare back at you. It gets boring. Okay, let's take and let's just kind of fuzz some of this dark out. See? Look at that beautiful tint it puts back there. Remember the linseed's back there helping this paint to flow along and helps it to blend into that wonderful background. You guys try doing this with just the house paint you have left over. And if you hang this on the same wall as the color on your canvas, it'll tie right in. It'll look like a custom painting. People will say, well, how did you match the color to your wall? Well, that is the wall color. Let's take some green and sienna. We have a stem. We're going to get our stems going because the stems are important. It comes around. And what we have here is an S curve coming down. Why do we have an S curve? It adds motion. It adds energy to your painting. Yeah. You don't want your stems to go straight up. Never, ever. We're going to have another stem here and here. Okay, let's start the poppy going. I have some odorless thinner over here. Make sure you guys put a top on your thinner when it's out of the way. And I have some linseed oil over here because you don't want those fumes coming up. Okay, let's take our little bit of thinner, thin that down. And block Yowie. Zowie. Block in. That's on this series. I seem to be using more cad red light than ever before. I don't know why, but I am. Let's take a little of that black and white and a touch of ochre, and we'll block this one in. Maybe that's not dark enough. And we'll just take a little more ochre and black and white. You always have to test it. You see the difference? Now, if I try to pick petals out of that, they really wouldn't show. So we need to darken it up a little. And watch all the strokes going in, how they all head towards the center. I'm just picking up some of the same color. They all head towards the center. Maybe they'll overlap. Look at it. Pick up that color. Zowie. Good stuff. In the center of this, maybe we'll take a little orange. Touch of crimson. So we'll put some of that in and brush that out. Woo-hoo-hoo. And on the top one, we'll take some crimson, very dry. Very dry. Put it in and then wipe. You don't see me, but I put that in and then I hit my towel and I take the paint off and then I blend it out. So I'm not blending too much color. Now I want this one separated from this one, this poppy. Crimson. And I'm going to put just a touch of it. Now you see how? Look what that did. Okay, now, so far, if you're just a beginner, you're with me. This is where we run into trouble. We're going to put a little sketch on these. I'm going to make this real simple for you. We have a petal here. We have a petal here. Oh, there's an overlapping petal. And petals here and here. All right. Now, I know you can do that. I see you shaking your head. You're going, yeah, I can do that. Okay. Then we have a vanishing point here. And we have another one here and here. Now, this petal's flipped up. All your strokes will head towards that little vanishing point. We'll pick up some phthalo. No, let's take some white. Oh, I had some mixed up. White and cad red light. And watch me follow the lines. Now watch, down goes the brush, and I just go around like this, heading towards that, and like that. There's your petal. Yeah, I know. You're saying it can't be that easy. Yes, it is. Let's put it in here. Another one here. And there's another petal. And there's another petal. Watch that vanishing point. And each and every time you sit down to do a floral painting, this will happen for you. Look at it happen. Yes. Now, I'm doing something. This is phthalo red rose and white I'm using. I'm doing something you don't see me do. Watch it. I curve, and as I come in, I push away. I don't come in and stop because see the ragged edge? I come in and it's like hitting a golf ball. You hit and you follow through with your stroke. Do that. Try it. If you're a beginner, you don't have to settle for just doing beginning stuff. Start out in the middle and then travel on. I just put a little more white on there. Now, watch what happens when we go around the backside. See? That might be a little too white. Let's put a little cad red light and white together. Yeah, and now we're going to come around and have some petals kind of translucent. See them? Around the outside edge. And I wipe some of the paint off. Look at that, how you can see. Oh, look. Can you see it? How you see right through those petals? You see how translucent? Whoa! Well, they were translucent. Let's work that in. Now, here's something that you can do. I want to see this whole flower. We're going to take our good old blending brush. Make sure it's very, very soft. Let's take an area right in here. We're going to come in, and I start back here, and watch how I'm going to lose. Can you see that very light hit? Very light. You see how that edge we just lost it. Now the eye, when it looks at something, it'll focus in one area, but it can't focus out here. This would be out of focus if you were really focused in this area right here. So we have to paint what the eye sees. If you make everything sharp, the painting loses quality. It doesn't what they call read correctly. It looks like a flower, yeah, but it just has gaudy stuff all over the place, so don't do that. Watch what I'm doing. I'll set you on the right path. This is white. In goes, now after you've learned to put your sketch in, you can come in because your mind will see that petal without sketching it in. Your brain has a memory, just like a rubber band. If you pull a rubber band out, it goes back to its original shape because it remembers where it was. Brain's the same thing. All you have to do is train it. Look at this flower. A little more white. Well, there's some pink in it, but it doesn't matter. And here. Notice some of the strokes are kind of curvy. Let's go. Watch what happens when we go over the top and we steal. I know. We just, look at that. Look at how we tied this flower into that. How does that happen? It happens by itself. Yes. Maybe another petal coming in here. Yes. Do it to it. Maybe that got a little hard in there, but there we go. Let's take a little more of this off-white. We have another petal back here. This petal has a little pink in it, but that's all right because this kind of has a greenish tone. Pink complements green, so we're cooking. Yes. I have a feeling this petal needs to come down more. Whoop. Wipe too much paint. Come down more. Yes, yes. I want it translucent. I want to see through those petals. I want to see right through it into the background. You see it? Yes. Do it. You're all capable of doing this stuff. Don't think you can't. Let's take some white and yellow. With the chisel edge of the brush, remember your brushes, these are synthetics. Your brushes must come to a chisel. If they don't, you won't get these thin little lines and you won't get these crisp edges. Let's take a little more yellow and white. And we have another one here. Oh, look at that. Look. Look at it. Now put this on dry. There's no medium. If you want to get a little fancy, let's take some yellow, orange, touch of white. And watch we come up in here. Look. Can you see it? In here. I know. I've been painting flowers for 40 years, over 40 years. Geez. Hard to remember. It changes every year. And I'm still to this day, amazed at what happens. This is white, and I put a touch of yellow. Now watch this. I'm going to come in and push back and down, which builds up paint along that leading edge to give you a little sharpness and bring that petal right out. Here, boom, 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 boom. Look at it happen. Yes. Another petal here. See me pushing back? Push back to the heel, the back of the brush hits, and come forward. Look at it. Look. Look at the ruffles. It might get a little too uniform, so we might break it up a little. All right. Let's take a little bit of our green and sienna. Burnt sienna. And we're going to put some of this in here. Maybe we'll have more kind of the poppy leaf that comes out more like this. See how you do it? And then down the center. That's a poppy leaf. Here, see me roll it out. Come to a point. Roll it out. Yeah. And there's another one. I had a little dark on the edge of the brush. Double load, double load. Actually, you can make that happen by just putting a little darker color on the end if you want. It's no big deal. Let's take some green and sienna. We're going to push this poppy back. There's our little wiggle. Stroke. Just push that guy back. You can't paint too many poppies. This is the best learning you can have. Paint poppies over and over and over till you drop. Look at this. How's that stroke? In case you haven't been watching the shows. And why haven't you? Let's take and watch this stroke. Let me see. Can you see that? Yes. Down, wiggle, up and out. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. There it goes. A lot of you guys out there have been emailing me, telling me how much you love the show, how you like it. I just want you to know that my wife, Catherine, and I appreciate all that you're saying. And remember out there, come pledge time for your local stations. Send in your pledge, because without it, we might not be here next time. So it really is helpful. When they come on, send in your pledge. Look at that. Look at that little shoom. Let's put some daisies in. Let's take a filbert. Let's take a look at what this brush is. That's the brush with the rounded corners. Really paints beautiful daisies. We're going to come up and watch. That's the flat of the brush. That's the side. We're going to use the side. Push down and pull up. Yeah. Around the back. Don't push down quite as hard. You see it happen? And then we'll take a little orange and maybe yellow and put a little center. You see it? And then we'll take a little more white and we'll overlap that just a little bit, and there it is, honey. Look at it. Don't paint pinwheels. No pinwheels. But the daisies are loose. They're floppy. They're all over the place. A daisy is like this. That's a daisy. Not this with all the little petals coming out, perfectly spaced. Daisies, paint them loose and free. So when I take and load up no medium, and I'm going to come in there with the side of the brush, let it pick up the green because it keeps your painting soft. Maybe some of those daisies went into shadow. Paint them in fast and you'll do a better job. Let's take a little more white and hit boom, boom, boom. Loose, 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 loose. There's so many petals in there you can't tell one from the other. Let's put another one maybe here. Maybe this guy's a little smaller. See? And he's just kind of there. Oh, I see there's a little center on that guy. Just a little, well, Okay, we'll put a little bit there. Now you feel good. Let's take a little green sienna and put a little stem. Yo. All right, let's do my little trick. My little trick brush stroke that puts in little buds. This is pink and white, all the way back to the heel of the brush, and we'll take some green on the tip, and pink towards the back. Okay. Where can we put it? Oh, my original just has white. We're going to have some pink. First goes down, first goes the green, right? I'm going to roll the brush over. Let's see if there's a bud. Yes. Wait a minute, let's do it again. You probably, there, look at that. Let's come in here and do another one. Here, and roll it over and roll it back. Zowie, oh honey. Harry, come in here. This guy on TV's doing these buds. I don't believe how he's doing them. Let's come down and put in some more daisies. This down here, it's full of daisies. Woo, we got daisies all over the place. Let's take a little gray. Woo, not too much gray. And put this one in. This one is just kind of there. And we'll brush it around. Maybe we'll just go and block them all in. Kind of a gray tone. We have another one here, right on top of the leaves. Yeah. Sometimes you can use the flat of the brush towards the back to simplify it a little more towards the back of the daisy. Here we have another one. Here. Remember that linseed is helping our color to spread around. And we have another one here. Sometimes you can have a side view if you want, where you would just put it in like that. Then you would come down and take a little orange and yellow, and you could put your little button on there like that. That could be a side view. Here's one, here's one, here's one. And after you put your little petals in, you have to come in and maybe this guy's facing down. See? So it all depends on where you put these petals overlapping. There's that one going in. Now if you wanted it to be a full one, you simply very lightly hit around the back side. See it? We just turned it. Look, got some color on there. That looks great. Little things. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. We better let's get another guy right in here to tie them all together. Here. The gang's all here. Just one big family sitting in there. And we'll come in here. Yeah. Loose. Remember, we want them loose. Now, we'll be finishing up by standing back and saying, okay, we need some little leaves in here. We need to overlap this puppy with our little guys. And we should have some blue leaves in here someplace. Every painting needs a little blue in it. So let's come down, pick up, say a little cerulean white. You can use many different colors down here, but we want to get a little coolness going. Maybe right on top of that dark. Boom, 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 boom. Yes. I'm looking at the whole thing, make sure we get everything in there we need. Don't want to end the show and go, uh-oh. One time I did a bird painting up here, and I left off the tail of the bird. Oh, God. Little things will get you. Let's come in here. I'm going to take this stem. Look at this. Watch it. Watch it. Zowie, are you allowed to do that? Are you allowed to do that? Yes, you're allowed to do it. And we'll put a couple little leaves on that stem just so it's not hanging around. But look at the nice curve, how natural it looks. You don't want to have all your flowers out front and your leaves scooting around like they're afraid to go over the top of the flower. All right. This is why it's great to work from real flowers, because real flowers have this viney effect. let's take a look at the finished painting, which will be in the book. Not the one I'm doing on the air, but this one, because it has a little more detail, it's a little more refined, good stuff in it. Well, I hope your painting turns out, and give these poppies a shot. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to stop and smell the poppies along the way. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.